So welcome everyone to this daily sit. And as tomorrow the great gathering of COP26 is starting, we thought it might be a good opportunity to take a moment to extend our well-wishing, our loving kindness to all who are involved in that. As it's an important decision-making platform and context, and we may have different ideas of what is the best way forward. We might have different ideas about how it's good to make your voice be heard one way or another. So I'm going to guide it in a really open way so that you can send your loving kindness in the direction that you feel is right for you. So I won't be too directive. But when we come to, we'll start as usual with loved one, and we'll include ourselves and others that we care for. And then in the widening out, all involved in COP26 will be one of the groups that we can send our wishes to, if you choose. Also, as always, looking after yourself in the practice and going at your own pace. And if any of my invitations don't feel quite right, then really trusting yourself and making the practice what you need it to be this evening. So having said that, let's start with settling into a posture that feels honoring of the reality of the body this evening. Maybe a standing or a sitting, perhaps a lying posture. And just allowing that process of settling in, any shuffling or readjusting, but all the time in the world for that. And at the beginning of this practice, I'd like to read you a little poem by Gary Snyder, and it's called the Earth Verse. Wide enough to keep you looking, open enough to keep you moving, dry enough to keep you honest, prickly enough to make you tough, green enough to go on living, old enough to give you dreams. So as we're arriving in this practice space, getting a sense of all that's present for you, sense of what you're practicing with, and as always, that intention to welcome whatever is present, different ingredients in our experience, different parts of our identity, of our being, all of it welcome as it is. And from that place of checking in with what's here, we could turn to the intention for this practice. And the intention may be to cultivate loving kindness and to notice with openness and curiosity what arises when we turn in that direction. Also giving space to any personal intentions, anything that's really alive for you this evening. And checking in with the motivation now, seeing what the heart has to say about why it matters, why practice is important, how it may bring benefit to our own personal life, our own being, but also to others around us, to the world in which we live. And in your own time, let's turn to the aliveness of the breath. In the sense of this body breathing itself, letting it gravitate towards a soothing breathing rhythm. And it may be helpful to equalize the in and the out breath, using counting or a phrase. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. And breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Or if you like, an earth-related one. Breathing in, the earth is part of me. Breathing out, I am part of the earth. And letting the out breath invite us now into settling a little bit more and arriving here in the body. Maybe a sense of releasing that happens. Just noticing how it is for you and bringing curiosity to the sensations of the out breath. And as the body is releasing the breath, the mind increasingly may be able also to release its involvement with thinking so that the thoughts can just freely come and go. And our attention can begin to settle in this moment. So trusting now that the body will find its own natural rhythm for breathing. And let's see what happens when we bring more attention into all the sensations that are alive in the body at this time. All the way from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. The strong and the subtle ones. The warm and the cold ones. The ones that feel comfortable and at ease. And also noticing the ones that perhaps feel tense or tight, uncomfortable. And allowing the attention to gravitate down towards the parts of the body that are resting and in contact with whatever is underneath you. And trusting our weight to the support of the earth underneath us. Ancient and wide, full of life and vitality. Steady in its presence and support. And as the body is resting, the mind also can increasingly just come to rest in the body. Resting with permission of nothing needing doing right now, nothing we need to improve. A radical resting in the midst of all that's here. And as our awareness is resting in the body in this way. We could become curious about the sensations around the heart. You might want to place a hand there. Gesture of kindness and also of bringing some extra attention. And then let's see who comes to mind when opening to someone who's close to our heart, a loved one, a dear one. Trusting who turns up and noticing how it is to have them present in our mind's eye and our awareness in this way. And there might be a spontaneous kind wish that arises in response to their presence. And feel free to stay with a wish that feels authentic and right in this moment, or joining me with some maybe more general wishes. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you flourish. May there be joy in your heart. And noticing how it feels in the body, as well as feelings and thoughts that might arise in response. As always, no right or wrong, or no need for any expectations of what should be happening. Just an open curiosity. And now let's turn our well-wishing to ourselves. You might want to imagine yourself next to your loved one, or directly turning to your own being. Again, maybe checking in if there's a spontaneous kind wish, something that feels alive in this moment. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I flourish in my life. And may there be deep joy in my heart. Again, noticing with curiosity and with kind eyes what happens when we work with this intention. And then let's begin widening our circle. So we have our loved one and ourselves, and then let's Invite other loved ones to come to mind. Other groups, perhaps, that you feel part of, a sense of us. And perhaps including each other here in this virtual space, fellow practitioners. May we all be well. And then, if it feels right for you, also turning with your attention to this gathering in Glasgow of world leaders and many others who are coming together over the next 2 weeks to see how we can live together in a way that allows all of us to flourish. And then finding your own wishes for the different people, the different beings involved. Maybe also for the ones affected by the decisions taken there. And seeing where your heart wants to go with this. Noticing what happens in the body when you turn your attention in this way. And if the mind is getting distracted into too much thinking around it, then just coming back to the immediacy of the body, the heart, and the intention of well-wishing. And in your own time, letting these good wishes ripple out further into all the different continents of this bright planet. All these different people who, just like us, long to be well, to be happy and free from suffering, and be safe and healthy. And we could include in our well-wishing all the animals that inhabit this planet too, big ones, small ones, flying and swimming, crawling, walking ones. And all the other living beings, the green plant life, and the ecosystems, and the other invisible beings. We could include the future generations who will call this place home. And finally, we could let our love and care extend also to the whole of the planet, our spaceship Earth. So important for our thriving. May each and every one of us be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we learn to live together in a way that allows all of us to flourish and thrive. And may we live with deep, contented joy in our hearts. And in your own time, coming back to a simple resting, body resting on the earth, mind resting in the body, sounds of life happening around us. And I'd like to end this practice again with a very small poem. This one is by Nicholas Maza. Hope is the belief that one hand reaching to another can eventually touch the moon, allowing the light to guide us through the night. And may the goodness of our practice, any benefits that come from it, may they continue to grow in our own being, and may they radiate out like the sun in all directions, and in this way be shared by others in ever-widening circles.